Chinese cities, skyscrapers glowing, drones hovering, painting the sky, bullet trains sliding between towers. It kind of looks like Blade Runner. Pro-Chinese Communist Party commentators online have been posting these kind of videos relentlessly, crying out that the People's Republic of China is living in the future, and that the democracies could never achieve this, and that the Communist Party's authoritarianism is the way forward. And these cities are undoubtedly really impressive, as is the PRC's rocketing growth ever since it joined the International Trading Order and became, ironically, hyper-capitalist. And those neon towers glittering in the dark are undoubtedly really cool. But my first thought when I saw these is that they are so cyberpunk. And that's not a good thing. Welcome to Dictators v Democrats, the show where we track the growing competition, the war between the democracies and the authoritarian states around the world. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, if you want to hear more, if you want to track this, then please do like, subscribe, and share. With more people sharing, we can help this channel grow. Back in the 1980s, writers like William Gibson, more recently Mike Pondsmith, and others imagined a future that looked very much like this. Mirrored in films like Blade Runner, anime like Akira, Ghost in the Shell, and video games like Deus Ex or Cyberpunk 2077. Neon cities, endless rain, incredible technology. The aesthetic of it is utterly captivating. And I felt a siren call towards it, and it fascinates me still. I've read nearly all of Gibson's work, as well as others like Pondsmith, the writer behind Cyberpunk 2020, the role-playing game, and played CG Projekt Red's brilliant adaptation and moving into the future, the video game Cyberpunk 2077 relentlessly. Hell, I took days off work when that came out. What's always been clear to me, despite the neon lights, the awesome tech, the cool outfits, the great music, all of it, it's a trap. Veneer underneath which is rot, misery, and degradation. A system of corporate authoritarianism that crushes humanity underneath its neon-coated jackboot. And that's what Cyberpunk always meant. It's not about cool gadgets, but human beings lost to technology. It's never about the glow, about the lights. It's about control and the loss of humanity. And the stories of Cyberpunk are all like this. Case, the anti-hero of Gibson's Neuromancer, trapped by his addiction to cyberspace and the poison sacs slowly dissolving in his veins unless he does the bidding of an AI, a slave in all but name. In Cyberpunk 2077, a world in which life is worthless and power is held by the neo-aristocrats. Who else played through Judy Alvarez's arc? The scene where you find her friend Evelyn unconscious in a chamber of horrors, her pain filmed for the entertainment of sadists.
Evelyn, you hear me?
Let's get her somewhere safe.
Fast, too.
That scene is seared into my mind. And then you have Blade Runner, the slavery of the synthetics and their desperate scramble for freedom and just a few more days of being alive. There are no happy stories in Cyberpunk. Now look again at these Chinese cities. Facial recognition gates in every metro station tracking your movements.
Right now, I'm at the airport and China's technology is off the charts. Let me show you. It recognizes your face and then shows you your gate info.
Drones forming QR codes in the sky. I mean, that's cool. Each of those drones has a camera. A society that's run on apps like WeChat. Every app reporting back to the state your ID, your payments, your conversation, your travel, your friends, all connected and all monitored. It is so cyberpunk. And the Great Firewall that China has set up to stop its citizens getting access to information it doesn't like. doesn't just block those websites, it's an attempt at editing reality. What you see, what you say, and what you think online is filtered, scored, and logged. It's, in a way, it's Plato's The Cave, just writ large. Reality is what the CCP want it to be. And this regime is learning how to sell it to audiences in the democracies. Clean, safe, efficient, glowing, new, high tech. And those TikToks with the perfect skylines, silent highways, they're not cityscapes, not just cityscapes. They are propaganda. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union set up Potemkin villages, perfect examples of socialist progress, with full shelves, happy people, and clean streets, all for the viewing pleasure of foreigners who'd come to visit the USSR, all hiding much darker truths underneath that they would not be allowed to see. These videos are that, but for the 21st century. Authoritarianism drenched in tech and neon, making control look cool so that people share it online for free without really realizing the idea, the core idea that they are sharing, that our system, our authoritarianism is better than your inefficient, dirty democracies. And in cyberpunk stories, corporations control everything. And people will say, oh, but China is a communist state. But in China, these corporations have been taken over by the state. They are the state. Alibaba, Tencent, Huawei, they're all extensions of government power. All of their CEOs have Guanxi to, that's connections to top CCP members. And if they don't have that, well then they find themselves under arrest pretty sharpish. And the data that these corporations collect is fed into the same government system in the Ministry of State Security that tracks citizens, silences critics, and predicts dissent. But all that's the top level. All that's what the state is doing. What's the low life to pair with this high tech? Well, 996. That's 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. Expected working hours in China. Rampant exploitation. When I was a police officer in London, the amount of human trafficking that we dealt with from China, victims from China, that we tried and tried and tried to rescue, and well, often we failed. TikTok farms, I mean, look at these images. That's not exactly utopian. Obligatory meetings for tea with police that dissidents have told me their families now have to go through to ensure that they're not having contact with them. Constant surveillance, organ harvesting in Chinese prisons, concentration camps for the Uyghurs. The destruction of culture and the attempted creation of a monoculture. Say the wrong things online and well, into the tiger chair.
叫什么名？叫陆华。知不知道为什么他过来了？知道，我知道错了。怎么是错了？我喝酒喝多下流了。你在哪干什么工作？在家送红包，在家送娃娃。啊，送病号啊。那么怎么事的？群上微信上讲一些警察的事。什么时候？昨天。昨天什么时候？昨晚上9点多钟。这微信上讲的啊？微信是有群吗？里面就是其中的群，不知道谁发了图片，作为一个我就加一句。群上总共多少人？7多人。是怎么讲的？你网名是什么东西？陆华追风陆华。追风陆华呗。最近大伙儿怎么是在网上讨论那个警察那个交警啊？讨论交警扣摩托车是吧？你觉得扣摩托车不对吗？对。当时怎么回事？当时为什么讲骂警察话？喝多久昨天？骂警察什么意思？恨警察吗？那为什么骂？喝多，北意是什么意思？什 什么100公里？没有什么意思呗。没有，就是在群里就是开玩笑呗。对，就是随意就开玩笑，我就说一句开玩笑就完。我这交警也不用你。我这说了。这样的话是不是真心的？真心的。骂的话是真心的吗？不是，骂的话不是真心的。不是真心的，就是喝酒喝多了。那么现在你想对警察讲点什么吗？警察叔叔，对不起，我错了，这错了。警察叔叔，对不起，警察叔叔，我错了，这错了。
Journalists, lawyers, protesters gone. I mean, during COVID, other nations had lockdowns, yes, but few welded the doors of apartment blocks shut to ensure people couldn't get out. These cyberpunk worlds, the cyberpunk world that China is selling, looks amazing, looks cool, but they are hell to live in, especially for the average Joe, the worker who the Chinese Communist Party proclaims that they are the champions of. I'll provide one example. This is cut from an Al Jazeera report on conditions aboard Chinese fishing vessels.
In February 2022, after multiple requests, Ian and his team got permission to board a Chinese squid vessel in the Falkland Islands and see the conditions for themselves.
Oh wow, sleep out here.
Ian and his team were closely followed by a minder appointed by the captain. At one point, the minder is called away by the captain. Two Chinese deckhands then approached the team. Neither wanted their identities disclosed for fear of retaliation.
回到大陆的话，我们可以向你提供更多的信息，或者是说中国的大使馆、阿根廷的中国的大使馆。
因为我们的证件很多都被扣押了嘛，他不给我们吗？
因为这上面有很多东西不方便透露，因为说毕竟在这条船上工作。
他也不给我们船走，就算打个比方，我们不是违约嘛，然后我也说1分工钱我不要，他也不能让我们走。起码80%的人都是这样。
Minutes after this meeting, Ian and his team were ushered off the ship.
So what we're seeing here in these images is not the future that we should want. It's a cage with bars made of neon light and chains made of data. All those China is the future posts, usually made on apps banned in China. The people praising it have no idea what it's like to live inside that firewall. The people posting them, they do, but how? They're getting paid. China's version of the future is here, high-tech, low life. So when you see those shining skylines, ask yourself, is that the future that you want? That gilded cage? One where you can speak, one where you can be human, one where you can at least try to be free. Give it some thought. This has been Dictators v Democrats. If you enjoy this kind of work, then please do like, share, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. And always remember, democracy is non-negotiable. Goodbye.